Hello, hello, hello. Happy Tuesday. I just got caught up watching the intro pictures. Like sometimes I really zoom in on those photos and I was like, wow. I mean, I've done a lot. I've done a lot of things that have encompassed to start off with just a hero hoodie. Just a hero hoodie. And now look at us. Now look at us. We got a show. It's amazing. Anyway, what's up? Welcome to the Be Your Own Hero show. Hero is an acronym. It means two things. Two things. It means helping everyone reach optimism, and it also stands for high emotion radiates overflow. Ooh, that's feeling good to me. That's feeling good to me. So thanks to Reverend Mel for dropping it in my phone so I wouldn't have to look for it. All right. So shout out to New Thought Media Network for allowing me the space and opportunity to be here and to talk about all things I want to talk about, but to do this as a man who is recovering from a stroke, which is great. I don't know how many people are doing this, but I know it's a beautiful thing to be able to grow and try and doing like I don't you know what how many people are doing this right now? How many other people are out there doing this right now? And I remember when I didn't want to do this. I did not want to do this. That's a good mind shift there because I realized that I wanted to do the show today, right? And it wasn't so long ago when I didn't want to do the show at all. I just was wanting to hide away from the show. But all right, I'm getting off ahead of myself. But I just wanted to point that out because it just occurred to me. Okay, let me get calm, get centered, get focused. All right, so disclaimers: I am not a personal trainer, nor am I a financial advisor. So take what I get and explore your options with a man or a person of your of whatever it is that I started. Whatever it is I started, go explore that with someone else. Go explore that with someone else. All right. So I think that's it. Oh, I am a motivational speaker. I am a motivational speaker. I'm an inspirational speaker. Just want to remind you that I got to remind myself to say it because yet again, just yesterday there was a maintenance guy at the house, and I'm gonna go ahead and do my soliloquies now. So he was asking me about what do I do, and what did I say? I said an author. I mean, what is going on with me? I could not get it out of my mouth that I was an inspirational speaker. I don't know what that is, so I've got to really work on myself in order to get the fact that I'm a motivational speaker, inspirational speaker out first, because I'm fighting with something in here. I'm fighting with something. Okay, so that said, I want to do my dice challenge quickly because I want to talk about a few things. Today. So let's get to it. All right, Dice Man coming. 5. Number today is 5. Yeah, 5. There we go. So my reminder in relationship to the rolling of the dice is if you only spend, you'll stay poor. Right? If you only spend, you'll stay poor. If you only save, you'll stay middle class. Right? If you want to become wealthy, and you got to get over all those things that stop you from wanting to feel wealthy. No, you have to decide that you want to be wealthy. You have to decide that for yourself. And stop being, no, you be wealthy. And you can do that. You can do more things that you would do that you wouldn't be able to do otherwise. You can give away to more charities. You can fund more churches. You can do all these different things by being wealthy. You got to decide to be wealthy. All right, so let me finish my quote. If you only spend, you'll stay poor. If you only save, you'll stay middle class. And you must choose to invest to be wealthy. You must choose to invest to stay wealthy, because you need your money working by itself. Your money needs to be making money while you're sleeping. Your money needs to be making while you're sleeping. See, once I put it like that, then it's got a whole lot of people thinking like, oh, yeah. Is your money making money while you're sleeping? If not, make some adjustments. Make some adjustments. So you owe $5 today. Take that $5 out of your main way of keeping money right now, whether that's checking, savings, or whatever, and put it over someplace else as a cornerstone that you can use to invest. I was thinking about something else, but I think I'll save that for later. So just save it for someplace you can invest, right? You can, and there's so many ways. But let me not get up on tangents today, because I got something I really want to talk about. Okay, so let's see. Let me see if there's anything else I want to talk about. All right. So let me just say what's up to the people who have shouted me out thus far. Fee King. Fee King's talking about good morning. Linda. Hey, Linda. Good morning from Colorado. What's going on with the weather out there? Got snow? Let me know. All right. Let's see. Here Figo's announcing everyone in the world on Facebook to watch this show. Well, thank you. I appreciate you. Okay, so let's get to it. Oh, okay. So this is what I wanted to talk about yesterday and didn't have time, so I want to talk about it today because it's important. Oh, just one last thing before I get into it. I told you guys about where is it? The cash debit call. Let me see if I can share it with you guys so you can get it. You can get it geared into your mind. Yeah, there we go. Cash debit call. There it is. Looking very innocent. Little orange mark. Little innocent mark. This thing is a challenge. All right. So yesterday, I spent a significant amount of time calling TD Ameritrade and calling my bank, which is I can't think of my bank all of a sudden. My bank is Capital One. All right. Now, first of all, I have to say that dealing with TD Ameritrade is so much nicer. It's so much nicer than any other banking experience you have. Your experience will be much better. All right. So let me see if I can make myself a little bigger. Can I? There we go. All right. So this cash debit coin, I can't see it quite there. Cash debit call, right, has been a beast. But I'll tell you, dealing with the staff at TD Ameritrade has been lovely. In fact, I got so frustrated with the process, I gave up. I was like, what is going on? So let me respond to what's been going on. Explain what's been going on. So I didn't have enough. I was trying to transfer $3 into my brokerage account at TD Ameritrade. $3. I had $2.99 or something. So we're talking about cents, right? Regardless of that, they issued this cash debit call, right? And they made it look very not very negative. This is kind of, no, by the way, no, this is negative. This is serious, right? So anyway, I've been trying to get the amount reinstated, like the negative 22. Can you see that there? How do I do that? You know what? I'll just make you guys bigger again. So, I don't know. Okay. So you see it says 22.44, right? So that's how much they're charging me for the cents that I missed. Since it went up to 22. I was like, ooh. So I'm trying to get it to go away so that I can be done with that before I move on. And I've been trying to just get rid of it, right? Now, I ended up having to sell some of my assets to cover the $22. What? Yes, I did not like that at all. I wanted to put in new money, fresh money from my checkings account to cover the 22, right? But they're not fixing it. So finally, I had to sell one of my stocks to cover this stock. So I found a stock that was $30 per share. So I had to sell a stock that was $30 per share to cover this. And I'm like, man, that's appalling to me. But listen, all that said, the TD Ameritrade team has been great because, as I was saying, I gave up. I was tired of calling one, calling the other. I got tired of it. And so I hung up. Let me tell you. Let me make myself bigger again. Okay. TD Ameritrade called me after I hung up. You know how you're on the hold for a while? I was like, forget it. I hung up. He called me. What? Think about that. Think about, when has your banking institution called you back? Right? So he's reaching out, calling me, say, oh, I'm sorry. There must have been some misconnection. I'm calling to let you know that I figured it out. And just call me back and I'll tell you what the solution is. I was like, what? My man went and found the solution despite the fact that I hung up. I was amazed. And I called him back immediately, and I talked to someone else, and she had all the notes that he had written and all this stuff. So I cannot say enough about having your money in the right place, because my account was terrible. It was like press 1, press 4, press 5, press 3, press 2. It was terrible. It took like a year of punching buttons just to get through to someone, right? And then you didn't want to have to call back because you remember all the buttons pushing you went through, right? But TD Ameritrade in like this 24/7, and they're ready and willing to do the work and acting like I got lots of money in there. I do not have lots of money in TD Ameritrade, but they're acting like I do. So this is important. That you need to have your money at a brokerage house. You need to. If you don't, you need to. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Linda. Tough lesson. Banks take care of themselves first. Yes. That's real. They take care of themselves first. And they make it seem like it's about you, but no, it's about them. It's about them. Meanwhile, these brokerage accounts, brokerage places like TD Ameritrade, Charles Schwab, which are merging, by the way, and they one bought the other and they're merging, but they all like well, I guess I can't speak to all of them because I haven't called all of them, but listen, um, TD Ameritrade, bravo, bravo. So anyway, I'm going to make a call today regarding what he said was a problem, and hopefully that's the problem. He said, by the way, that I had flags on my account. Flags on my account for one time that I missed a $3 charge by a couple cents. Like, ooh, well, I'm gonna make sure nothing I ever do with Ameritrade is not right and exact from here on out. From here on out, make sure. Okay, so I had to get that out. Okay, now let's get to it. Let me show you my day 87 because I did my run report. Yeah, my run report. So here we go. There we go. Okay, it's day 87. Yeah, I knew I wasn't going to be able to do it just Mondays. I got to do a little something between Mondays. So here I am. Yeah, today is Tuesday. I ran 1.9 miles. And yeah, it was not as hard as it was recently, but still relatively hard. 87 days. Every day this year since the first day of the year. Let's go. All right, okay, so that's it. It's day 87. That's it. And it's funny for me watching myself because I'm watching for different things, but also I don't sound here the way I sound in here. And the way I sound in here has changed. Does that make sense? Like the way that I sound to myself has changed. I don't know how to explain it to you, but you know how you hear your own voice when you're talking, right? And then I don't know. Having a stroke made it change for me, and so it's interesting watching this. But anyway, never mind. I'm just letting you know that that's something to be aware of. That you're becoming aware of how different you sound. Anyway, all right. So let me get to the final story. All right. Here we go. All right. Okay. Let me actually explain it better. Let me explain it before I show his photo. Okay, so here's what happened. I got asked to help somebody this weekend, and I was asked to give this person some advice. So Fee King suggested her cousin for coming in and speaking, right? And I was like, I don't know, Fee. I don't know, because I didn't know how I was going to go. But anyway, I followed up and I did it. And what was interesting was that you know what happens when you ask most people what to do with money, right? You want quick answers, right? But what you get is answers that are like, well, it depends. It depends, right? And so I made up my mind not to do that. And I talked to her and I got a sense of where she was and a sense of her risk and a sense of her commitment to ride this out. And based on that, I gave her my advice. And I think, knock on wood, that advice was good. And that advice was good for who she is, how she expects to move, right? So that was one thing. Now that reminds me of this, and I'm gonna put this up here. How do I make it share again? Okay, so this is a funny story. I was jogging. I just started jogging, just barely started jogging, and then the guy stopped me and said, "Hey, hey, hey! I know that. I know that. What are you wearing?" Now, I was wearing this 409, 409, on or off. Now, for those of you that don't know, this is my 409 shirt because I made it 409 days. 409 days before I was laid out with a stroke. And I made this shirt for me to remind myself of how far I made it. I made it 409 days. 409 days. So anyway, it took me a while to understand what he was asking. Like, what are you saying? He was saying, "Oh, I'm talking about what's on your chest because that's my birthday." I said, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah, 409. It's my birthday." I was like, "Huh, it's interesting." So he says, "I'm gonna play the number. I'm gonna play that number." And I was like, "Oh, yeah." I was like, all right. But it was a brief interaction, one that I didn't expect to have any more of. I just let it go. But what he saw was a chance to the divine reckoning to play that number because I came by running with my shirt that said 409. That's his birthday, and so that reminded him of maybe some reason for playing it. So while I was running, I was thinking about this. I was thinking about how the lotto used to get me. Every once in a while, the lotto used to get me. It did, and I knew there was something wrong with it because you have to spend so many times before you get a win back. But I was like, every once in a while I play a little something. But that's before I understood. So I'm thinking about this as I'm running. I'm like, man, he's gonna go play lotto. Now then, coming back as I finish my run, I'm finishing my run. I'm coming out and I run into him again. He's like, "Yo, man, I got the number." I was like, "What? You got the number?" He's like, "Yeah, I picked it. I got the number." Well, let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger. Let's see. Can I make this bigger? Can I make? Yeah. Okay. So 409 right there. You see it. I put a red circle around it. 409 is the amount that, or not the amount, the number that he played. And $1 is what he played, right? $1. You can see it almost hidden by his fingers, right? And I was like, so I'm taking a picture, obviously, right? As as feedback to what I'm saying, as a context to what I'm saying. And I'm kind of like, and he's like, what's wrong, man? What's good? We good, right? Got the number. I was like, yeah, man. Now I'm feeling involved. I feel involved now. And I was like, yeah, yeah. Well, maybe you need a little, maybe you need a little advice, right? That's what I'm thinking. Maybe if I give him advice, it's just gonna go away, right? It's gonna flow away. But I was like, I gotta try. I gotta try because I'm involved. He saw me wearing the 409 t-shirt and decided because of me wearing a 409 t-shirt, he needed to go get a lottery ticket for 409, $1. I was like, okay, bro. He's like, what, man? I said, you got Cash App on your phone? He says, yes. I was like, oh, okay. All right, here we go. So yes, he has Cash App on his phone because everyone has Cash App on their phone. Everybody that's using a smartphone has Cash App on their phone because at some point someone's trying to send you money via Cash App. So I pulled out my phone and I started showing him. I was like, listen, man, you can buy Coca-Cola for $1 on your phone using Cash App. He's like, what? I was like, yeah. It's like Coke that you drink, that you be drinking. It's like, yeah. It's like, I can buy that. I was like, yeah, bro, you can buy it. And so I talked to him about it. I showed him how to do it. I took out my phone, dialed it back, dialed it through, and showed him how to do it. And he's like, I gotta spend like $20, right? I was like, nah, you can spend $1. It's like $1? It's like, yeah. Just like I wish I had said this, but just like you spent $1 on your ticket, your lottery ticket, you can spend 50. So you can spend $1 on Coca-Cola too. And it was like, oh man. So all I gotta do is he sounded so incredulous. So all I gotta do is what you just showed me, and I can buy $1 worth. So yeah. And I told him that it's coming up. Like the Coca-Cola is coming up. And just get him to invest. And he's like, oh man, I'm gonna do it as soon as I go. As soon as I get home. As soon as I get home, I'm gonna do it. And now I think I might have gotten through to him. I think I might have gotten through to him because he was surprised. No one ever talked about money before, clearly, right? None of us, most of us haven't, right? But here I am. This guy was wearing his 409 shirt, got him inspired to go bet on 409, don't go gamble on 409, telling him to go invest in Coca-Cola. He's like, man, that's crazy. Now, don't get me wrong. What I gave as advice to her, to the woman that the Fee King introduced me to, was very different than the advice I gave him. Now, I gave advice about investing a little bit of $1 into Coca-Cola for a reason, though. The reason is there's lots of movement in Coca-Cola, and Coca-Cola has dividends. Now, so dividends, you know how I feel about dividends on the Cash App, because that money comes out and you got to get it back in, right? But what you'll see is that the Coca-Cola app, the Coca-Cola stock is paying you dividends coming through. And I remember when I was getting them, I was like, what? It's paying me money? I was like, I got to figure out how to keep the money contained, right? And so I'm hoping the same thing will happen with him. He's going to spend that $1 on Coke. And then he's going to see that it paid him back. It's going to be like, what? It paid me back? Definitely. Now, it's not going to pay him back as much as it would if he won the lottery, right? But it paid him back. It paid him back. And I'm betting that this will be the start of something new. This will be the start of something new for him. So, all right. So I think I need one more person. I need one more person. So I don't want one more person to hit me up about being a financial advisor, just to give you some basics, because my differences in what I said to her versus what I said to him were very different, and I just want to see if I've learned enough to be able to talk to people individually. So please hit me up, and let me know. Let me know if you're interested. If you're interested, just hit me up, and we will find out what we'll find out. All right. So that's my time. Keep doing. Remember that. Oh, where's my thing? Okay. My recap intros. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a physical trainer, but keep doing you. Be your own hero And remember that now is better than perfect. And I am doing this this long as a man recovering from a stroke. Ashe, ashe. And I'll see you tomorrow. All right? Later.